Oh, hello. Welcome to episode of Simon's Allotment, a very long awaited one. Oh, move my fingers out of the way. I've got my new fancy angle phone now, so that allows me to do what I've got to do. First of all, I'll give you a little tour. I mean, here's the homemade chicken ark. As you can see, 3 lengths of onduline, and that's built on a 2x2 frame all the way around. And then this little lift up nest box there for the eggs, the birds, so that stops the rats from nesting because it hasn't got a base. Right, bog standard water bird. And there's my water capturing idea up there, straight down to the guttering. Just giving the birds some bread before I come on here, so they're quite happy. Another water saving method just there, same system again, only this one's a sealed barrel to stop the mozzies getting in and doing their thing. Another water storage there, that barrel, because this is a polytunnel that we built. 2 lengths of this Omlux, I think it's to do with tiling, not 100% sure to be honest with you, but it works bloody well as a gutter. £1.15 each. 2 on there, see how full that one is. That's rather only a third full, just from 1. So yeah, makes a big difference having 2 as against having 1. Well, there's my homemade bird feeder there, and the homemade table. Now then, let's go here and show you these beds. There's the herb bed, it's quite happy. This is one just covered over, ready for next year. Got to add some manure and compost. What we got there? Oh, onions. They were planted last Saturday, so nothing showing on them yet. Rhubarb, it was transplanted from my old allotment, because that's what ended up happening. Is I had the old allotment and then gave it up because this one, because I live literally just the other side of that big tree, so therefore it allows me just to walk over and job done, problem solved. It saves me having to go half a mile to the other one. Right, here's yet another onion bed done last Saturday, and another prep bed. These turnips, we actually started growing these from seed about 2 weeks after we'd moved in here. We've only been in this plot for I think 11 weeks, maybe 12 weeks now. But as you can see, they're starting to just about make them out. They're starting quite well. And there's the Swedes. What's that? Oh yeah, that's broccoli, I think. Kale in that one. Brussels sprouts in here. These was all done from seed on, like I said, 8 weeks, 9 weeks ago. There's the wife's strawberry selection there. Look at that, look, strawberries now, and it's October. What we got here? Oh yeah, that's just cabbages in this one here. There's a little Belfast sink. What a job that was, moving from the old allotment, blimey. That's heavy, and that was empty too. So that's her little flower area. There's our little seating area now, so it's nice and out the way. What we got down here? Oh, there's my shed, built that from scratch. All built with some plywood. I just tidied that side up and the front up, but apart from that, all built from scratch. And now I've got my other couple of sheds here, and then I built this trellis thing because she wanted to grow some plants up of it, so I built those 2, turned it into a store for all my bits of timber and that to stop them getting wrecked. So I've always got them in the way. Let's find my key. There's the key. And these begonia, I think they're begonias, they were planted in the first week we moved in this plot. Look at them. Very happy. Now at the moment, I think my shed, just have to bear with me, my shed is a bit of a mess. But this is where, when it's raining, come on, not there. Yeah, when it's raining, it's quite nice and cosy in here, as you can see. There's my chair. Once I get it sorted out, there's the wife's chair. I mean, she's got everything in here. There's the cooker, the kettle, the water container, food down the bottom in there, tea towel, you name it, she's got it. This is her domain, not mine. I don't have nothing to do with this. This is all down to the wife. I've got a load of plywood here, or given to me by a mate of mine, loads of them, to line the inside of this shed, because as you can see, it is a bit of a mishmash, but it works. You know, that's the main thing about it. At the end of the day, it works, and it didn't cost me hardly anything to make. Right, we'll go back over here now. Oh, there's a red onion bed. We planted those 2 weeks ago. I mean, look at that one there, starting already. And then obviously there's my pond. Dug that one out, lined it, and as you can see now, that's really starting to take to life now. A friend of mine gave me some plants, so they're in there, and it's doing all right. What's them water boatman things? I think that's what they call them, and pond skaters. Another prep bed ready for next year. Need to add a bit more compost to that as well, same as this one. And then there's a compost bin here. I mean, this has only been in here 4 weeks, 5 weeks. As you can see, that's not compost, that's actually coffee grounds. But I bought this shredder, and what it does, it just shreds all the cardboard and paper into little pieces, like 4 centimetres long by 5 millimetres wide. A bit like that there. And of course, when that's all mixed in with the compost, with the other stuff, it won't take long to decompose, and then hopefully we should have some decent compost. And there's the trommel that I made, which I've already used at one point, and I've sieved some compost through. Well, that's dead now, the old bean plant. And that was a butternut squash that tractor going past, hang on. Yeah, that was a butternut squash plant that I transferred from the old greenhouse at the old allotment. Didn't think it'd do anything. Well, to be honest with you, it isn't really, it's dying off. But I thought, well, I'll just give it one last blip. Give it a chance, like, you know. There's the remnants of last year's chilies in there. They can go in the bin because they're so damn hot, it's unreal. Burnt my mouth. Basil plant. Does anybody know why that's dying off? It's well watered, it's gone to flower there, but now it's dying off. And I thought they lived all year round, but obviously not. There's some of my homemade compost that I sifted through, as you can see. Nice stuff. These are Brussels again in here that my daughter planted. These were like the runts, if you like, the tiny little sprouts. We didn't think we were going to do anything, so we planted them in our homemade compost, and well, look at them now. Here's my water feeding solution. Just a barrel filled up with a tap. Job done. Turn that on, and as you can probably see, oh yeah, there we are, feeding the basil plant. So that takes care of that. What sort of temperature are we at in here at the moment? Oh, it's only 15, so it's quite cool, 16 degrees at the moment. But we built this polytunnel a few weeks back when I had a week off work, which was a job in itself. But it's doing the trick, you know. It's doing okay, but obviously we're not going to do a great deal at this year. It's going to be next year. But I think this polytunnel cost me, well, I think the plastic was about £90 including delivery. The poles cost me a tenner because my mate's a scaffolder. The yellow pipe was £2 from a recycle centre. And what, 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths of battening I think was £1.50 each. So, you know, not a lot at all really. 110, 120 quid I suppose, including fixings. So I had a lot of them myself. And all this staging here, and you can see it all underneath there, was all pallets. And big long pallets, 8 foot long ones. Went to a job, said to the fella, what's happening with them? He said, going in your bin, mate. He said, if you want them, take them. So I ended up taking 7 of these great big things, 8 foot by 4 foot long, stacked on the top of my car. I looked to the right side going down the road, but I don't really care because these are the bearers that it was sat on. So we ended up with, well, some very, very nice, decent timber, which I managed to make the door frame with that out of it, and this one here too. Just trim things off really. But that basically is Simon's new allotment. These are all hazel here. We've taken quite a few nuts off already, so we're rather happy to have a hazelnut bush or tree, whatever you want to call it, hedge, and that's doing the trick. So we're happy with that because we like hazelnuts. I think that's about it this time. Let's have a look. There's another water storage thing here. But when the bloke left this place behind us, he just left all this. I mean, look at all that rubbish. Whole lot, all in the hedge. It's all the way up through some old metal thing there. Oh, great. You name it, he left it. I mean, then we bought our own stuff down here. But he just left so much rubbish. It was unreal. Even a strimmer there, look. But I've kept it in case a fellow ever actually comes back and says, can I have my tools back? Because he left in this shed here. What did we leave in here? Oh, there's some like cage thing down there. There's these little edging, what's it? Various tools that the man had left. But why, I don't know. Just left it. Just up sticks and left it. But takes all sorts, I suppose, really. I mean, I just use this here for me store for me straw and that for me birds. We'll be putting the food in there when I get round to it. When? Another length of pipe there for free. And lots more timber again. Stuck down there. And to be honest with you, that is about it. So this is our allotment. So if I stand in this corner, give you a bit of a view. I mean, there's the side of the shed. All the way around for the polytunnel. Chickens up there. Comes all the way down to here. So we're happy. I mean, hopefully this time, well, not this time next year, but in the summer next year, every one of these beds is going to be flourishing with something or other. And hopefully we'll be getting a decent amount of produce to save us some money. But that is what it's like here at the end of the day, just all about saving money. And that's why you have an allotment. Oh, this was another thing we found in there. This was in the edge. Still full of soil, look. Bloody great big round bucket thing. So wife's doing a run of beans in there. Saves a bed. But all these pallet collars on these raised beds here, a friend of mine works at a builder's merchant, kept them all back for me. So yeah, this allotment hasn't really cost me much at all. It really hasn't, which is the good thing. Apple tree there, we planted that one ourselves. Anybody have any idea what's the matter with it? Because as you can see, it looks like it's dying off. Trying to get a picture of the leaves so you can see. Might be able to make them out. They're like brown, look like they're dying off. Now I know it's autumn, but the same thing happened to this tree. And the lady next door said, oh, chop it down, she said, and it'll grow again. And it is growing. It's growing some nice little leaves on, but even they're starting to go brown already. But yet it's a brand new leaves. So whether anyone's got any clue as to what that is, I don't know. And this is a little fig tree here, but it really is in my way. Really in my way. So we'll see. I think I might come up and redo this door at the weekend. Move things around just a little bit so we can get in and out a little bit better. It's very stiff just at the moment. But I did invest in one of those feeders for my chickens there, that they have to tread on the mill. Oh, sorry, mill. They have to tread on that grill at the front that opens a flap. Well, ever since we've done that, and we've done the arc, as we call it, for the chickens there. So you may be able to see, you may not with this phone. No, you can't. It is it working? No, it's not. It's got no floor in it. Like I say, it's just built on framework and there's no floor. So therefore, what happens? No rats can nest under it. Much the same as the feed. If they can't get the feed, they won't come here. So we've been here all this time, what, 3 months, 4 months now, and no rats. And we actually built that back at the beginning of the year, up the old place, and we never had any rats up there since we built it. So it's worked. So I recommend that, albeit it is expensive. That feed is 50 quid. But I think it's worth it just to keep the rats away from your chicks. But anyway, probably won't be another update for a little while because I've not really got much to do. As soon as I start doing something, I'll put an update up on YouTube again, and we'll take it from there. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, just tell me, and I'll see if I can rectify that for later on, for the next one. Take care. Bye.